Aloha friends and welcome back to the channel. My name's Maria Emmerich and this is Kai Emmerich, my son, and I'm really excited. You know why, Kai?
Why?
Because this is another recipe that was one of the first recipes on my blog, and I kept it a secret, kind of. I didn't really make people know about it because I thought it was maybe too weird that nobody else wanted to try it. But I started blogging when blogs first came out. It was actually to help bring you into the family, you know that?
Yeah.
Yeah, you do know the story. I tell it all the time, but we started adopting. I was diagnosed with PCOS, so we started adopting Micah and Kai, and sadly Craig lost his job. And I was like a rock climbing guide that made $8 an hour. I did not have insurance or anything. And so someone said, Maria, you should start a blog and write a cookbook to help raise money for your adoption. And it was like the best decision to do that because it gave me a reason to wake up. It just like lifted my spirits to, write these recipes for everybody. But anyway, this recipe is kind of like the chocolate pudding made with hard-boiled eggs. So if you like that recipe, you're probably going to like this too. It's like a savory version. And that hard-boiled egg pudding, I made it for Halle Berry and she's like, no way, I'm not eating that. But when she tried it, she's like, this is the best chocolate mousse ever. And she's not even a sweet tooth. But this is what we're going to do. We have 6 eggs. Kai, can you help me peel them? So this is how I boil eggs. Yep, these are all hard boiled. Yep. I start with the water piping hot boiling, and then I gently lower the eggs in there, and I boil them for 11 minutes. The reason I do that into this is not how Grandma Nancy does it. That's perfect. We're gonna put that into the blender. Grandma Nancy, she puts them in there before the water's boiling, and the reason why I like to do it with the water boiling is that like albumin or whatever that's on the outside of the eggs kind of seizes, and then it makes the eggs really easy to peel. These are pretty easy to peel, right, Kai? I mean, it's coming right off. So you want 6 hard-boiled eggs. Now, if you like mayo and you like this recipe, do a double batch because it's gonna blend easier and smoother in there. And I was always afraid of doing mayo. Like mayo is scary to make, but now it's not. It's like super easy. But we are doing a carnivore challenge right now, and if you want to join it, we're going to do it in future months. We have lost a total of how many pounds, Craig? 2,800 pounds. The month is not even over. I think it was the 19th, Kai?
Yeah.
2,800 pounds. That's just fantastic. And we're going to do it in future months. But on the meal plans, we have some mayo on there. And this would be another version if you don't want to make the other mayo. So to 6 eggs, we're going to add half a cup of beef broth. What's interesting is my friend Aubrey. Remember Aubrey and Vito came last year?
Yeah.
They came to visit us. They came on my keto retreat to Greece, my keto retreat in Bali, and my keto retreat in Croatia. They came to all 3. They keep shrinking every time I see them. But they are in Panama right now. They love to travel. And he's a chef. So when Vito likes something, it must be good, right?
Yes.
They made this in Panama because they're doing the carnivore challenge and losing weight like mad. They're like, this is super delicious. So they loved it. We're going to add a half a cup of beef broth. I'm using Kettle and Fire because there's no sugar in it. Can you believe it's hard to find beef broth without sugar or honey? It's crazy.
Yeah.
This is a little bit less than a half cup, but what I like to do is, eggs are different sizes. If you have really small eggs, you're probably going to want less broth. If you have really big eggs, you're going to want more. But if you start with less, you can always add more. Depending on how thick you want that. And then I'm going to add salt. Okay? And we're going to blend that on up until it's very, very smooth. The better your blender, the better puree this is going to be. Aloha friends. Are you a carnivore like our carnivore friend over here? Well, if you are, or if you just started out, you might notice that you have low energy, even low moods, heavy legs walking upstairs. And what that means is that carbohydrates retain water. And when you eliminate all those carbohydrates, along goes all that water loss. You might get migraines, headaches. And what you need to do is you can't just drink more water because you're just going to urinate more. You need to add in something like Element. Element is a perfect electrolyte that has the best amount of sodium, potassium, and magnesium ratio. And they are so generous. If you use code, or actually if you go to drinkelement.com/KetoMaria, you get a free sample with your order. I love it. We always pack it when we come on safari or any of our trips. and it tastes delicious. I love this orange salt, and I actually marinate chicken with it. It's super delicious. Oh, check that out. How cool is that? Don't miss the free sample. It's awesome. Kai loves the grapefruit salt. Oh, we have more animals coming up. It's pretty cool, huh? Look at that. Isn't that amazing? Don't miss the free sample. It's awesome. Oh my gosh. Okay, so holy hell, that is huge. Look at that wave, Craig. Oh my gosh, it's like a tsunami coming. Wow. Wow. Sorry I said the H word.
That's probably the biggest I've ever seen here.
That is huge, humongous. So we usually have little waves, right? Little waves that are fun to, and sometimes no waves, are perfect for snorkeling and stuff. These waves, the surfers are coming to this side of the island to surf because the waves are huge. Scary. Anyway, at this point, you could either have mayo, and this is carnivore mayo, or you could add something like ranch seasoning and make it a ranch dressing, which we do love.
Yeah.
But this tastes really great on my carnivore bagels. I'm gonna have to scrape some of this though. Again, it's easier if you make a double batch to make it really, really smooth. If you have a food processor, that would work also, but it's kind of like the pudding. The smoother you make the pudding, the better it is. And then I also would put this in the fridge overnight to rest. But that is how simple the mayo is. Let me just like puree this up a little more. Okay, now it's super, super smooth, and you would want to, oh my goodness. Some of it's really smooth and some of it's not, but oh my gosh, this is perfect. It's coming perfect. I'm gonna do it one more time, okay?
Okay.
And we'll have Dad fast forward through this. Okay, my friends, so we did this a few times. But if you look at this, this is like a perfect, oh, the lighting's bad, but it's like a perfect mayo. It's really like super, super soft, super delicious. And I would just put it in like a little jar and then store it in the fridge overnight before using it. This could be, you know, like a condiment on the carnivore bagels or whatever. If this is too thick, it is pretty thick mayo, isn't it, Kai?
Yeah.
Add just a touch more liquid. Should I do that?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll add a little touch more liquid.
Like more broth.
More broth, yeah. More broth. Actually, Vito and Aubrey only had water and it still worked. Great. And then you could add more salt if you want to. You could always add more. You can't really take away. There we go. Just a touch more. And we'll puree that up. Okay, now it's going to be good. Yeah, this is awesome. And what's great about this is it's like super high in protein, less fat. You're not using any of the harmful oils that you find in most mayos. That's another thing too, my friends. It's hard to find, on the carnivore challenge, we're using either bacon fat, you can use lard or tallow, something like that. Mm-hmm. But this is the mayo. And Kai, are you going to try this for us? Sure. Kai's taste test, man. Kai's taste test. Here we go. Let me get a little spoon here. I should have put it on like the carnivore bagel.
Just whip it.
Whip it a little bit. You like it?
Yeah.
And he hates eggs.
Yeah, that's like, super good.
I usually don't use the H word, hate, but you really don't like eggs, do you?
Don't really.
But that's why I started the hard-boiled egg puddings, because like we didn't have any money, and we had to have one meal a day had to be eggs, and that was the only way I got you to eat eggs. You didn't like them scrambled anyway, and so I threw them into a blender and made chocolate pudding. Yeah. So if you haven't made the chocolate pudding, try that too. But here, easy mayo, super duper easy.
Mayo.
What do you want to tell people?
Cook with your kids.
Cook with your kids, my friends. Mahalo.
Mahalo.
When I was 16 years old, I was diagnosed with PCOS, acid reflux, depression, and IBS. Instead of taking those prescription drugs, I decided to change my life with food. Yes, food healed me, and it's healed so many of my clients over the past 20 years of working with people. If you are interested in transforming your life, check out KetoMaria.com. I'd be honored to help you.